Hello everyone, Kay here on the homestead the day after that, epic storm that took in Mississippi, Arkansas, Little Rock especially, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. Wow, what a huge storm. Tornadoes all over. I lost count. What's going on down there? I got a cat crawling up my leg. Anyway, I was just rounding up a few sticks that fell, but I don't think it's really safe to be out trying to work in the garden. I saw a big tree fall 2 days ago, 50 feet behind my shop. I don't want to be, working anywhere near any of these big trees with this kind of wind today. I just put these over here and I'm going to break them up later and put them in with my kindling stash for next year. I wanted to do a video on sweet peas, also snow peas, snap peas, both snap peas and snow peas, and the challenge I've had growing them here. Look at my lilacs. They still look good. 2 of them, one died, but those 2 look good. Look at this grass. I planted this bed twice. Both times I soaked the peas. Maybe I shouldn't have. And I don't see a single potato coming up here. So that was a lot of effort. No. Okay. Hey, BJ. All right, so over here, this is the black mustard. This is narrow leaf plantain. I should just grow plantain and make salve and sell it and just forget about raising food. No. Okay, so I've got one. Actually, that is not a pea. That is something else. So I just got a handful of little plants here. It's so disappointing. And around here, barely anything. Now granted, we had many days without rain. We have had some rain. There's a few little things coming up. But I'll tell you what I decided to do, because I am not giving up. Last year and the year before, I hardly had any peas. All this needs to be cut. All this needs to be cut. Weed whacked. Tilled. Oh look, I've got hostas coming up here. I thought I'd have peas by now. This is April 1st. And no, not only do I not have peas, I hardly have plants. Look at this soil. Wow. Fantastic. Just to start, first row. Was formerly the meadow. I'm breaking this up a little bit so I can plant more wildflower seeds. Hope it's not too late. That was a lot of work. We got the meadow, I got the meadow turned over a little bit. And I'm just going to make one trip around the flower garden right there. Okay, I'm pretty tired, but I have given myself an hour and a half to get all of these pea shoots in the ground. And I've got azomite, IV Organics, all-purpose fertilizer, got my weed whacker, shovel, single row cultivator, and my knee pad. And I'm heading down to the lower garden, way down there. The goal is to plant the snow peas right along the cattle panel trellis. I've put down compost, and now I'm putting down the fertilizer. Then I'm going to just make a little trench and pack them in. I'm going to put them in, and out of this one container, I put 4 seeds in each container. So that's 1 with leaves, 2 with leaves, and then 2 that are sprouted. So we've got a whole long row to go. And the other tray is about halfway up. I gave these a very good soaking so that they're going in the ground with wet roots, because it's not going to rain until tonight. Here's a seed that's sprouted. You can plant the seeds 2 inches apart. But I'll probably do a little bit more than that, since I already know what I've got, you know. Okay. Let's get these covered up. Okay, down to the last tray. I'm halfway there, I think. Hope so. Well, I didn't get quite done. But I got quite a bit up to the last T-post section. So I just got 15 minutes I gotta get inside. So I'm gonna cover them up quickly with crushed leaves. Well, I got almost done. I've got to rush up the hill because I've got a Zoom meeting. So I had to leave everything, and I'm gonna come back at dark and get it. Hi, baby. Where's Patch? She took off. Okay. I have a big, huge box of plants, replacement plants that came from Stark yesterday before the tornado warning. And somehow that box was still laying there. It's heavy. So I got out the tiller day before yesterday, and I did 2 passes around here. It was very muddy. First time I've had the tiller out since last June, because when Randy came to help me, he took over the hard part. He took over the tilling. So I tilled this. This was formerly the meadow, and I can put a link up to the right on that meadow video. But it was all just grass, overgrown grass. Let's go over and see how the peas are looking that I planted. Oh, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Look at that gorgeous black mustard up there. The yellow flowers are black mustard cover crop. And all of the henbit, this whole patch here was purple. They're actually all standing and they look good. So maybe in a couple of hours, if the wind dies down, I'm going to come in and fill in that last part right there, because I've got the plants up in the house. It's great having a swing at the top of that hill, so you have a place to sit down and catch your breath before you go take your boots off and go inside. So if you're new to my channel, I moved to a 9+ acre property. Let's see, 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 months ago, 2 years and 4 months ago, after having a tiny little garden and starting my channel in a tiny little garden in LA, where I lived for 32 years. So if the idea of starting over, recreating your life, learning how to be more sustainable, prepping, the challenges that one faces, and finding good help, and of course growing my own food, all of that right here. And of course now this is April 1st, so the push is on for, I want to try very hard to grow a big garden again this year. Just see if I can do it. You know, I did a pretty good job last year, had some failures, had some successes, and I want to do better this year. So if that's of interest to you, I hope you subscribe. And now I want to talk about the peas. So what I decided to do with peas, after planting them in ground twice and hardly anything coming up. Well, you know, as soon as I planted the second ones in the ground, and that's now been 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I decided not to take a chance, and I seeded, and these I didn't soak, but I put them in 2x10 mellow, 2x2 inch cups, SBJ, and put 4 seeds, sometimes 5 seeds, into a cup, and I had 58 cups times 4. And you can plant pea seeds 2 inches apart, so I got almost 100% germination, starting them inside in a controlled environment. Now, peas and beans and even squash, they really don't like to be disturbed. They like to be planted where you're going to grow them. And so I really tried to do that the last 2 years, and I just wound up with virtually no peas. And I love peas, green peas, and snow peas. So I was determined, and I set all those out. I think I'm going to go in right now, seeing the results over there, and I still have some seeds, and I'm going to do it again. There are so many wildflowers just in this one frame. There's the buttercup. They're so tiny, but they're so cute. This is called Miami Mist. Isn't that gorgeous? I published a picture of this when it was smaller and just developing, asking what people thought it was. This is anise hyssop. So I must have spilled the seeds or planted it there and forgot about it. And this is Sweet Annie. This is what's left to do. And they're starting to twist together to each one, so I really need to get these planted. So hopefully this afternoon the wind will die down and I'll get those in. Okay, so I just finished doing a whole tray. So there's, let's see, 4 times 8 is 32. And each one except for one got 5 seeds. You can see them down in there. And I literally, I used MycoGrow. This is micronized endo-ecto seed mix. So I just put a little bit of this powder in the seed packet and shook it up so that they were inoculated. And hopefully this will mean that they grow better. I did that with all of these and I was very pleased. So I am just covering up with my soil, my extra soil, and I'm just patting these down. Seeds need to be down about 1 inch, so I figure if I push them down a little bit and then press the soil down and then add another couple of these spoonfuls, that gets it to right at 1 inch. One more thing is, I find if you just start out with just barely damp soil, consistently damp, and you use a dome. This is a high dome because, you know, these plants get taller. By the time they sprout, I don't have to water them because there's a condensation builds up in there, and I don't really need to water this until at least when they sprout. Okay, it is after 4 and it's just as windy as it was before, but I am heading down to finish up this job. Okay, this spacing looks like it's going to work out just fine. These are so long now, they probably will be holding on to this fence tomorrow. So, you see how long they are. I'm just setting them in, and normally you would plant this pea would be like 1 inch below the surface, but I'm giving them some more support. Since they're already germinated, I'm not too worried. I'm using crushed leaves for mulch. Number 1, because I have them, and number 2, because these have already sprouted and they're very, very tender. They snap, a couple of them just snapped on me. If I was just planting seeds, I would prepare the ground probably with hay. But since they're already here, just look how simple it is to just drop the leaves in behind, and they don't hurt the plants, but they still offer support. From the wind. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be my new method if I get a good harvest. You can see this one has already managed to find its way to the trellis. This was planted night before last, so hopefully, you know, you always want to get them as close to the trellis as you can so they can just go straight up. Now I still have all of these weeds back here to weed whack. I'm going to work on that today. I didn't have time the other day. Okay, I just weed whacked the other side back, but we'll see. Look at the size of this thing. That's a purple asparagus. There's another one big. This one got a frostbite on the tip, so I don't know if it'll make it, but it's still coming up. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I just harvested a handful for tonight and some cilantro. So, feeling blessed. Oh dear. This is a piece of shingle from my roof. So where do you think that went? And are there more? Ah, now they're all open. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so gorgeous. Well, I haven't set out in my circle for a while, and I was trying to go in the house, and I said, oh my gosh, I've just got to sit here in this circle and watch the trees and connect with the Creator. of all of this amazing nature and express my gratitude. Oh yes, feeling grateful. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.